In light of the Parkland, Florida shooting massacre that killed 17 people and injured 14 others, tonight we're digging deeper into school safety policies at local schools. 23 ABC's Tori Cooper spoke to local officials about what they're doing to keep students safe. Tori?
Yes, Jessica, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools office and the Kern High School District refused to interview with me on camera today about school safety policies. But in a written statement, the superintendent's office said it's up to each school district to decide if students receive active shooter training, and all schools must have a safe school plan in place. On Wednesday, high school students in Parkland, Florida were preparing for dismissal around 2:30 in the afternoon.
Somebody down the hall was screaming, like, help me.
Till 19-year-old former student Nicholas Cruz opened fire with an AR-15 gun, killing 17 and injuring 14 others on campus. Like many others, one Bakersfield resident was watching at home as the massacre unfolded on national TV.
Watching TV, we could see the students exiting in a special procedure. And then she says, "Dad, we don't have those." And I looked at her and I go, "What? You don't?"
Dan Reyna says he contacted Bakersfield High School after his freshman student told him she wasn't receiving active shooter training. The dean said staff receives active shooter training twice a year, but could not confirm if students were receiving that same training twice a year as well, sparking Reyna's concern.
They're not going to be able to respond to your training because they haven't had any training.
After Kern High School District refused to speak with 23 ABC, it issued this statement saying in part that schools routinely practice lockdowns, fire drills, and earthquake drills, and that staff attends active shooter trainings twice a year in both August and January, but said nothing about student active shooter trainings. BCSD officials also keeping drill information for staff.
We don't go into details on our plans. We keep that internal, but you know, we're ready for whatever kind of situation comes up.
Ray Pruitt, an investigator for the law offices of Chain Cohen Stiles, says more needs to be done.
Well, because that way everybody's on the same page, and in stressful situations, if you have not been trained how to react, a lot of times you simply freeze.
The alleged shooter in Florida was expelled from school for disciplinary reasons, and faculty had been warned not to let him on campus. But Pruitt says school officials only have to report students' sexual and/or physical abuse to the police, not threatening students.
They don't have to report when a student has threatened somebody or when a student has physically assaulted somebody on campus. And a lot of schools try to handle these types of situations internally.
We were just like praying and crying, and I don't know how we're alive.
CSUB campus police receive active shooter training twice a year as well, but still students are not required to attend their free active shooter trainings.
Right now, we do it by a voluntary basis and hope that those people that have an interest will take us up on that.
As for Reyna, he's just hopeful local schools will implement active shooter trainings for students into their safe school plan.
You know, because if you don't, people are going to ask questions. I am only one parent who's asking this question.
Reyna says he hopes by speaking out today it encourages the schools to show parents a clear plan in the event of an active shooter situation. Live in studio, I'm Tori Cooper, 23 ABC.
Tori, thanks. Student survivors are sharing